need to show you my current makeup routine because, guys, this is the most perfect winter everyday makeup. I've been going to it every single time I'm going out during the day. It's just a good all-round winter makeup look, and it's almost foolproof. It's so easy to do, but it makes you look like you put a lot of work and effort into the makeup. Like Charlotte Tilbury herself has come and painted your face, which is what you want. I'm literally obsessed with it. I've got so many new products to show you and some different tips and techniques that I've been doing, and I'm going to share all of that with you, so I hope you guys enjoy. So I have to show you my new makeup bag. How cute is she? I feel like this is me in a makeup bag. It's literally like a little cloud. So I've already gone ahead and done my brows. I've just used a brow gel to set them down, and then I've gone in with my Refi pencil. I feel like everyone does their brows differently, so I've just gone ahead and done mine, and I've been growing them, and look how good they're looking. They're looking so much more natural and bushy, which is what I wanted. I'm going to start off on my skin, which I have already prepped. So I've been using the Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream because my skin this time of year gets so dry. This weather just sucks every bit of oil moisture out of my skin, so this is really good for people with dry skin. And then every day I will use SPF, so I've been using this one by Ole Henriksen. This will come as no shock to you all. I'm still using my Iconic Radiance Booster. I'm just yet to find anything as good as this. I use this on its own some days, but I'm actually gonna show you the products I've been pairing it with. But this stuff is number one in my makeup bag, and I'm really pale at the minute, so this is gonna give me a little bit of colour just to match my neck. I mean, it looks dark when it goes on, but this is usually my colour when I've got face tan on. But on these kind of days where I've not got face tan on and I just need a bit of colour, this doesn't really add much coverage. It just adds a really beautiful glow and just gives your face a little bit more colour and makes you look more alive. But that already, I would literally happily go out like that. I don't know what you class this product as. Is it a skin tint? Is it a primer? Whatever it is, you all need it. I'm still on the skin tint hype. I've been loving quite a few recently, but my go-to at the minute has been the Dior Face and Body. It feels like water going on your skin, so it's really, really lightweight, and it doesn't make you feel like you're wearing makeup, which is nice. But it just adds almost like a filter. I don't like to say coverage because the coverage on this isn't crazy, but it just kind of blurs your skin. And again, you could wear this on its own just to give your skin a little bit of colour. I use the shade 3N for reference. I can build this up probably to like a medium, but I just go in with one layer and it still looks like your skin, but like you've got the most perfect skincare routine ever. And because this isn't necessarily a glowy product, this is where the Radiance Booster comes in. So the Radiance Booster will kind of shine through the skin tint. I feel like I've gone back to all of my old school products. I'm using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer again. I've really gone off a bright under eye. I try and keep it quite similar to my skin at the minute. So I'm using the shade Ginger, and this is almost the same colour as my skin tint. It is a little bit brighter than my skin tint, but nothing like I used to. Like, I used to go really bright under my eyes. So I just conceal under my eyes. I conceal around my nose as well, just because it's a little bit shadowy. In between my forehead where I've got a birthmark, and then a little bit on my chin just to balance everything out. Then I'm just taking a sponge and blending that out. I'm definitely back in my makeup era now because I feel like I went through a phase where I had my core products and that was all I was using. I went to them every single time, but I've fallen back onto makeup TikTok and I'm loving trying new products, watching makeup tutorials and watching how people do their makeup. And I always say that's where you learn how to do your makeup. Like, I learned how to do makeup on YouTube when I was younger, and to me that is a form of investing in yourself. Watching makeup tutorials and finding new products is literally a part of your self-growth. Like, you're only going to get better at doing your makeup by doing that, because you're going to pick up on tips and tricks. By doing that, you're bettering yourself. So I think it's a good investment of your time. So that's what I tell myself anyway when I'm 2 hours deep. And then I'm just going to warm the skin up using the Refi Cream Bronzer. This has been my favourite for ages now. It's just the most perfect colour. And I just take it on. By the way, these brushes are incredible. These are the Morphe Ariel collab. They're amazing. They're literally pretty much the only brushes I use on my face now. And I just like to tap that in So I kind of like tap and swipe up, so I never drag it down because I want to keep my cheekbones looking really high. This is what I mean, like I'm talking like a makeup artist, but it's just all stuff that I've learned on TikTok. I've not really been loving blush recently, so I kind of drag that onto the apples of my cheeks as well, just to kind of give them a little bit more colour. And then just give it a little once over with the Beauty Blender. This is a product that I recently bought on Look Fantastic, and I kind of thought it was a little bit of a gimmick when I first bought it, but I just wanted to try it. It's the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder, which I've been loving for years now. But this is their Ultra Blur Powder. Why can't I talk today? This is their Ultra Blur Powder, and it's, oh my goodness, it's incredible. It's so good. It sets your concealer so beautifully, but it's so finely milled that it doesn't look powdery either. I just set directly under my eyes, and look at how smooth that is. My concealer doesn't crease with this either, which is one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, I hate it when my under eye doesn't look smooth. So I just set under my eyes and just everywhere where I've put concealer. I also set my eyelids as well, just so it makes applying the eyeshadow a little bit easier. But yeah, around the nose, where I tend to get a little bit oily, and then on my chin. With the rest of my face, I've actually been using the H&B Cosmetics pressed powder, and then I've just been taking that on a really big brush and just lightly setting everywhere else. I love this powder. It does give a little bit of coverage. Again, just adding to that like filter effect on the skin. Doesn't set your makeup too much where the glow completely goes. Like, I feel like my skin still looks really radiant and luminous. I always say this, but I'm such a face toucher. Like, I can't not set my face. Otherwise, it's gone within 2 minutes because I lean on my face. I'm very expressive. Yeah. And then I'm just going to take this little NARS Laguna. I recently bought this on a vlog, and it's just the perfect size for my nose contour because I don't use this anywhere else but my nose. So I use this little NARS Laguna. And I love to contour my nose, not just to make it look a little slimmer. I also like it because I feel like when you put your foundation and concealer on, you kind of lose your nose. Like, it almost becomes 2D. So I like to go down at the sides of my nose, just under my nose as well, and then also just across, and then I'll come back to highlight it. Sometimes I will go in with a bronzer and a blush as well, but I feel like I don't really need it. You can go in with a powder bronzer, but to me, I don't think I need it. Like, I don't really like a harsh contour or bronze look. I like it to look as natural as possible, so I'm actually going to leave the skin there. You know what, I'm going to add a little bit of blush as well. So I'm going to use this blush by Kylie Cosmetics. This is in the shade Pink Power. It's a really subtle pink, so it's nothing too much. So if you're like me and you're not a massive blush fan, this is a really good colour to go towards. I think this is more of like a winter blush rather than like the sunburn blush that I usually go towards. This almost looks like Icy Grow, you know? Ew. And then I'm going to use my Physicians Formula highlighter. This is in the shade Champagne. I tried this when I was trying out my drugstore makeup, and I've literally been using it ever since. Not used the highlight in ages since starting using this because I just couldn't find one that was the perfect highlight. I don't like anything really crazy where it looks like I'm wearing highlight. I just like it to look like my skin is just naturally glowing. Then I'm also just going to take a little tapered brush and just go down the centre of my nose. So I'm going to set my face twice. It may seem extreme, but it is what it is. I'm using the Airbrush Flawless Spray by Charlotte Tilbury. I like my face to be semi-wet because I feel like it makes it look the most natural in the end. It takes a minute to dry though. Do you know what I mean by it's like very natural looking but still just looks like I've got really good skin. For my eyes recently, I've just been using my Kylie Cosmetics eyeshadow palette. I feel like this has just got every single colour that I would ever need for any sort of eye look, whether it's natural, whether I want to go a little bit darker. It's just a perfect eyeshadow palette. What I have been loving doing is using a bronzer as my transition shade, just because I feel like it matches my face a little bit more and it just kind of like ties it together. So I'm just going to use my bronzer, which is the MAC Give Me Sun, and I'm just going to use this as my transition. I just think it ties in with the makeup so much better. And I'm not really very neat with this. I don't really keep it just in the crease. Like, I just like to buff this all over the eye. From the palette, I'm going to take Unmatched, which is basically like the bronzer shade, but just a little bit darker. And I'm going to take that on a skinnier brush and just go in the crease with this. So we're going to actually keep this in the crease and not like buff it out as much. And as always, I like to wing my eyeshadow out. I think I've got the kind of eye shape where if I don't wing my liner or my shadow, my eyes can look quite droopy. So even on days where I'm just wearing mascara, I'll always do like a really little wing. Okay, then you're gonna want to take like a brush like this. And this kind of shape is really important because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this like dark brown shade and then I'm almost gonna do a liner but smoke it out. So you want one that's quite stiff but flat, if that makes sense, but you've still got like wiggle room. So I just like pull my eye up slightly. Do I need to bring you in a little? So I just like shimmy it across. I don't really know the technical term for it. And then I'll just clean off my brush and just start to smoke it a bit more. And I don't take this all the way across the eye. I'd probably stop around there, just over halfway. And then, yeah, just drag it out slightly, not too much. This is optional. You can just go in with mascara, but I'm just going to take this darker brown shade underneath. And I'm just going to do a really tight liner. Again, working with shadow is literally foolproof because it's so much easier to clean up. I also like to take this in the corners as well. Just drag it into my inner corner. You could definitely give siren eyes with this look. I don't know why this looks better when you do this with the double layered liner, but it just does. Like, it almost like transitions from being really dark around your eyes and then like fades up. I just think it looks so pretty. And then I'm gonna go back in with that shader brush and just blend the two together. Non-negotiable, I'm gonna curl my eyelashes. I've not been wearing any lashes recently. I've not been wearing strips. I've not been wearing extensions. I'm just kind of liking curling my lashes and wearing mascara. I feel like it looks less try-hard, if you know what I mean. Like, it just looks more like, I want to say cool girl. I don't know why though. It just, that's what it looks like in my head. Even if you've not got super long lashes, I think this makeup looks nice with short lashes, with long lashes. You don't really need like crazy long lashes with this makeup look. I think even shorter lashes and not a lot of mascara looks kind of better, just because it looks sexier. You know, rather than these like big lashes, it just looks very like you're doing this. I'm using my Maybelline Lash Sensational, which is the best mascara in the world. And I'm literally just going to do one coat. I'm going to waterline my liner. I'm going to line my waterline using the MAC Feline Eye Pencil. I do actually prefer a brown pencil, but I lost it and I just haven't repurchased it. I don't know why. I need to go and buy another one. And then I'm also just going to coat my lashes on the bottom as well. That is what we're looking like. I'm also going to add my freckle for good luck. This is completely unnecessary, but I don't know why, I just like the way that little freckle looks. I think because it almost looks more natural. I'm jealous if you've got a freckle there. Before I do my lips, I like to go over them with my sponge and then with my powder puff, just because it makes them last so much longer and you'll actually see the colour of the lip liner, if that makes sense. Sweet Tea by Morphe is literally my go-to. You guys will know about Sweet Tea, I'm sure, because it's so popular, but I've really been loving Bite Me at the minute, which is basically Sweet Tea but a little bit darker. And I think because it's winter, I'm really enjoying darker lips at the minute, so I've been using Bite Me by Morphe. I always overline the middle of my lip, so I'll overline the centre and the lower lip, but then I'll keep to my natural lip line on the edges. And then I'm just gonna slightly colour the edges in. I've not actually been using lipstick recently. I've just been going in with this lip tint by Rhode. This colour looks really scary, but it's not as dark when it actually goes on the lips because it is more of like a skin tint gloss situation. Doesn't look as crazy. But these two just pair so nicely, and I feel like that is the most perfect winter lip ever. One more spritz. I know this is really extra, but I go in with a different setting spray. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter. I use this as well just because this literally keeps your makeup like sealed. This is the licking of the envelope sealed. That was such a weird analogy. And this is my current makeup routine. Like I said, this is so foolproof. It never ever fails me. It never lets me down. I feel like it almost looks like I've had my makeup done. Like, I don't want to toot my own horn, but it looks like I've put a lot of effort in this, and I really haven't. But I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup look. I'm going to link all the products down below if you guys want to shop anything. And if you can, please try these makeup products. They're so good. I love you all so much, and I'll see you in the next video.